Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone, to the Vet Jet Show. I am your host, Coach Vet Jet, and I am excited to be with you today. For those of you that are just joining me for the first time, let me introduce myself. I help career driven women succeed in their life and in their family. I truly believe that you do not have to sacrifice your family to have an amazing career. You don't have to sacrifice your mental, spiritual, and emotional health to have a great career, but you can win on every level. And I help you do that with practical tips, hints, and tricks to help you succeed in the corporate world. So I'm so glad you're here. So today, I love this topic. You say, what? Why do you love the topic? Well, let me tell you why I love the topic. I love the topic because you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay. And I think sometimes as corporate women, women that are women that are striving to blend their career and their family to navigate and excel at what they do and how they do it, so many times you feel like you have to stay, that you don't have any other alternatives. And I want to tell you, you don't have to stay. You can choose to move on to a different aspect of your career. You can move on to a different company because things are for a season, a reason, and a lifetime. And we as women, we are so committed to what we set our minds to. We are so absolutely loyal, sometimes to our own fault. So I'll tell you a little bit of why I arrived at this notion, idea, and concept that you don't have to stay. Because I was in a career at one time that I absolutely loved. I spent so many years in this particular career field that I thought I really had to stay there, that I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't move to other companies. I didn't even want to transition what I was doing. And if someone had told me that you don't have to stay, I probably would have left a long time ago. Because when you overstay your welcome, what can happen is that the environment can become toxic for you. So let me give you an example. I don't think I've ever shared this story publicly, but I'm going to share it here for the first time publicly on the Vet Jet Show. So this is a vulnerability moment. So we'll see what happens tomorrow once you all listen to this. But I was in a career that I loved. I was in a position that I was really loving because I love leadership and I love leading teams and I was leading a great team. I really was enjoying it. But I had got into the role unbeknownst to me. I didn't know everything that was behind the curtain. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But once the veil was open and I was behind the curtain and I started to see the things that were going on in that environment, one, it was shocking, absolutely shocking. And I had no idea that this part of the organization even existed. And I never knew that it was so toxic. I had a boss, a manager, leader, if you will, that was so absolutely toxic. It was sickening to my soul. When I tell you my hair was coming out, my cycle was off. Everything about me was not the same. Like the color had left my face. I was so sad that I remember I used to go in the bathroom, excuse me, and cry because the boss was horrible and the environment was so toxic. When I tell you, they would lie about any and everything, down to my mannerisms. And if I even took the time to tell you the type of mannerisms, the audacious lies that were told on me, it was ridiculous. It was toxic. And I never gave myself the permission to leave. So I'm going to tell you that if you're in a toxic environment, a toxic job, I'm telling you, you don't have to stay. And to some people, that might not mean anything. But what I wish someone had told me then that I know now, that it's okay to leave, that what God has for you, it is for you, and that everything does not have to be forever. Some things are very, very temporary. And it wasn't truly until I was walking through the hallways and I heard the voice of God. And I heard him say, as clear as I could like ever imagine, that if he had an audible voice, I would hear him. He said, "That it's time for you to go. That you have to leave." And I was like, "No, like I love it. Like I want to stay." He's like, "No, you gotta go." And so I start making plans to for my exit strategy. And I had no idea what was on the outside world, what was awaiting me. But I'm glad I did leave. I really am, because it transitioned me into a life that I never, ever dreamed was possible, ever imagined. So that's where the story takes an upward turn. So from there, when I tell you, you don't have to stay, I do want to emphasize that I strongly recommend having an exit strategy. So even though you don't have to stay, and depending on if you're a single mother, so let's speak into that for a moment. I was a single mom of two kiddos. At the time, I think they were in elementary school or junior high school. They were young kiddos, and so it was just me. It was me, and no other financial means. And I really didn't know what I was gonna do, or how I was gonna make it. And it was like it was at a time where, of course, like you just don't quit and leave a job without a plan. And so, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold. Sorry. So I put into place a plan. I put into place an exit strategy. At the time, I hired a consultant to kind of help me tweak my resume. They did an amazing, amazing job of tweaking my resume. And that's where we're going to come into the strategies, because what helped me, I know will help you. So I want to liberate someone, and I want to free someone from the thought process or the mindset that you have to stay. So you don't have to. So yeah, that's what I want to say. You don't have to stay. So let's go to the upside of the story. I left that organization. So glad I did. But after I left, the recovery was hard. The recovery was hard because I stayed for so long in a toxic environment. I forgot who I was. I forgot who Vet was. I forgot all the great things that I had accomplished, all the great things I had achieved, all the great goals that I had set forth for myself. It went out the window because I allowed that toxic environment to define me. I allowed the toxic environment to define me. So I'm going to tell you, sister, sis, don't let a toxic environment define who you are, what you're designed to do, and who God has called you to be. So one thing I really want to emphasize here is working in corporate with ease, understanding how to navigate the corporate life with ease so that you don't lose who you're called to, so you don't lose the design that God has for you, so that you live in being authentically you. And that I don't think is taught enough. I don't think that's emphasized enough for women, maybe doing like Women's History Month, right? But you need to know that you're designed and you're called to something greater 365 days of the year. 365. And of course, that leads a whole nother thing. My program, Career 365, which is my signature program, that is amazing because I speak to that mindset. I speak to that overwhelm. I speak to that psychological safety, which is critical. So if you're in a toxic environment for too long, it's going to impact your psychological safety because it plays on your psyche. It plays on who you are as a person. And I'm gonna tell you, don't allow it. Don't allow it to be who you are. Don't allow it to change who you are, because what it does is impact your family life, it impacts your church life, it impacts your community service, and then you can't go to the next level. So let's talk strategy for just a bit here. Strategy. When I said, Vet, okay, you gotta go. All right, let's what are we gonna do, Vet? What are we gonna do? So let's put together a strategy for you. And I'm gonna put together a strategy that will help you. And it's only beginning, right? There's so much more that we can go into. The first strategy is to take an inventory of your skills and abilities. So what I recommend first that you do is do a personal inventory. What are you good at? What are you good at? Not what your resume says you're good at, but what are you good at? Write it down. Keep a journal. So let me backtrack just a minute. So I was talking with someone today and I was telling them, they were telling me, we were in a coaching call, and they were telling me all the stuff they were doing at work, and how they wore multiple hats. And I was writing notes, taking notes, and listening to them speak. I said, "What?" I said, "To me, it looks like you pretty beast mode. That means you're just great." That's my lingo for great. I looked and I was looking at everything I was writing down and what they were telling me, like, you are amazing. One, I think you need to transfer your skills to be an entrepreneur and help other businesses, women, organizations utilize this. I said, you might be making six figures, but I think you might be sitting on a seven-figure gold mine. So you need to write in a journal everything you do daily, and let's transform these skills, talents, and abilities going from six figures to seven figures, because that's where you really need to be. Just looking at it. So I said that to say, what you need to do is you need to write a journal. You could do a gratitude journal, you could do a million journals, but you need to write down everything that you do on a daily basis at your job. What you will learn is that you have transferable skills that could translate across so many different industries. So you need to take the time to write in a journal and write about what you do, how you do it, what value you bring. And then what you can do is compare that, compare and contrast that to other skills, because it's just like they do in the military. I think it's and I was the same way, right? Before I got in the army, I did not realize that every career that was in the military was also in the civilian world. I did not understand that until I got in the military and someone like explained it to me. And it's the same thing. What you do in your current career right now, the skills you have right now, they're transferable. See how they correlate to something else. Put it into Chat GPT and see what it brings up. And say, hey, I do this, and this at work. How are these transferable skills? What can I do differently? What other career choices can I transition into? A great prompt for that chat. So, yes, look for transferable skills, write a journal daily, especially when even before you're transitioning out, you need a record of what you do, because it comes in handy for your next interview. So, after you've written in a journal all your skills, everything that you do at work, secondly, you need to look at having a personal resume. Everything that you do well, everything that you love to do, everything that people say that you're good at. What is the overarching theme that you're hearing about your life? What makes you epic at what you do? What are the features that enhance any room that you walk into? And then when you put that all together, what's the story that can be told from your life and the way you do? And only you can do what you do. So after you've taken and written in a journal every day all your skills and abilities, you did a personal inventory. What I need you to do from the journal, from the personal inventory, look at certifications. What certifications can you obtain to complement what you're already doing in your job right now, what your personal resume is telling your personal inventory? What can complement that? So, what certifications can you obtain? Let's start with low cost certifications. What certifications can you obtain that will bring you value and put some certifications behind what you're already doing and what you're already good at? Because you want to have the credentials that will help you transition into getting out that toxic relationship, right? Of a job, because a job is a relationship. So put some credentials to it. And once you can line up the credentials to match your personal resume, your personal inventory sheet, your journaling of what you're good at, the theme for what you are, who you are, your life, and what people are saying about you and the story it tells, then can you add education to that? Because the trend now is education's amazing. And I love, 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 love education, right? Always will. But you're going to have to pair that up with something. You're going to have to pair it up with certifications, education, and experience. You're going to have to couple that. It can't be just education, that's it. It can't be certifications, that's it. But what I will tell you, education can be expensive, but there are grants, there's funding, there's scholarships. The scholarship college mama, you can find her on TikTok. Also, I'm gonna have to pin the link to my episode with her. I did a podcast with her. I want to say it's like episode 1 that I did with her. Check her out. Oh my gosh, amazing. She can find scholarships and she has the info that you'll need. So make sure you connect with her. Amazing, amazing, amazing woman. So you don't have to stay, but you do have to get together and collaborate with yourself, even with a coach. I would love to help you. I would love to help you design a career plan for yourself to move you out of that toxic job, that toxic environment. Because I remember how it made me feel coming home crying, sad, depressed, frustrated, underpaid, undervalued, and sometimes even humiliated by that bad boss. Horrible. But once I decided we're gonna leave, exit stage left, exit stage right. I'm not gonna stand. I gave myself the permission to leave. It was so freeing and gratifying. So I'm telling you, sis, you don't have to stay. Because what's most important is that tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. And your loyalty first should lie to you. I was in Mary Kay years ago, and the principles of Mary Kay are God first, family second, and career last. Let that sink in. God first, family second, and career last. That's why Mary Kay, besides my own organization, is like my top two organizations because oh my God, amazing, amazing group of women. Don't get me started on Mary Kay. I love Mary Kay. Maybe I should do a podcast on Mary Kay. Maybe Gloria Mayfield Banks will be on my show. I love Gloria Mayfield Banks. Amazing women. Oh, maybe we'll do a podcast. I need to write that down. Maybe we'll do a podcast with some women from Mary Kay. Because when you're talking about some career women that know how to drive their career, oh my God. Oh my God. And they look fabulous while they do it. Oh my God. So I digress. But let me tell you, so God first, family second, career last. So you need to make sure that you're putting God first and don't lose yourself in your career. So I really strongly believe that first you work on your mindset so that you don't lose yourself. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and a strong mind. I probably mixed that up a little bit. But God is not giving you the spirit of fear. So don't fear what man can do to you, but put your hope, your faith, and your trust in God because He is the creator of your life. And don't let anyone take from you what belongs to you and what belongs to God. Because God has the power to make anything and anyone move. So don't be afraid of what man can do, but put your hope, your faith, and your trust in God, right? So God first, family. You can't lose yourself in a toxic environment because your family needs you. Your family needs you to be of a sound mind and a sound body. Your family deserves a healthy mom. Your kids deserve a healthy mom. Also, your family deserves a mom that is well paid and that could buy what she wants to buy and live the happiness that she deserves to live and get the pampering that she truly, truly deserves. So don't live below or beneath your divine calling and right. God first, family second, career last. Work on that career, right? Work on it. Work toward what you want. What is your true happiness? What is the place that gives you the most joy? Be clear, it could change. So it may not always stay the same. It may change from season to season, but know that you don't have to stay. I can't emphasize that enough. So I hope this helps someone. I hope this helps you define your career. I hope that you, as a career driven woman, can truly understand that you are made for a divine purpose. I hope that you, as a career woman that's juggling career, work, family, school, basketball, baseball, football, ballet, tap dance, church, community service, and anything in between. I hope that you find your even steady place of happiness and joy because you deserve it. I hope that as you're juggling being a career mom, as you're juggling just the vicissitude of life, and how the changes, ebbs and flows up and down, menopause, hot flashes, just emotions all over the place, right? Difficulties in finances, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I hope that you can settle and center yourself, allow yourself to dream bigger than the moment. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want your career to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What environment is important and critical to you? What does that look like? What are the value systems? So think about those things and consider them. And I hope this has blessed someone. I hope that you're finding your joy. And I hope this gives you the permission to say, you don't have to stay. But thank you for tuning in. If you will do me a favor, share, like, and follow. If you know a career woman that needs some upliftment, some guidance, some direction, please share this with her. I would love to help her navigate and understand how to juggle the career and the family because I've been there. I understand it. If you know that you have a comment, leave it below. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please leave a comment below. I would love, love, love to interact with you. But friends, until we meet again, you have a great day. Know that you're awesome. Know that you're meant for a reason. Know that you're here on purpose. Know that God has a divine calling on your life. And don't let anyone take that away from you. My friends, you have a great day. And until we meet the next time, be blessed. Bye for now.